Viewer discretion is advised, so please do not watch this shit if you are under the age of 13. What is up, everybody of YouTube? Geekish Boy coming back at you with another video. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to custom create each and every member of the Umbrella Academy in custom LEGO minifigure form. All of these are purest customs and are based off of the Netflix TV show The Umbrella Academy. All of these minifigures are fairly simple to make, and as a matter of fact, a couple of these pieces are stand-ins. I will tell you where you could get the more, I guess, accurate piece once I get to that character. And only one of these pieces used on one of these minifigures is actually custom made. Once again, it is more so a stand-in, and I will tell you where to find the official piece. Now, without further ado, let's get started with number 1, Luther. Starting off with number 1, Luther Hargreaves, probably one of the easiest minifigures to make in this showcase. I will show you how to make him from top to bottom, and starting off at the top, the hair and head both came with the LEGO Avengers Infinity War Star-Lord. Fairly easy minifigure to get because he also came in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 sets. The hair doesn't really work the best, but it was honestly the best one I could find to replicate his short hair while still keeping it a purist custom. Same with the head. I actually do like this more than the LEGO Indiana Jones head that I have seen others use, which while that isn't the worst choice in the world, I still think that this one just works a little bit better because it's not nearly as outdated. Now the torso and arms both came from the first LEGO Harry Potter minifigure in his casual clothing. You can also use the new one. Throughout all of Season 2, Luther is wearing that blue kind of sweatshirt, and I really wanted to have that on this minifigure. So, there he is. Now, the hands is actually different from the skin tone. I'm not sure how well it's coming across on the camera, but he does wear the fingerless gloves throughout the season as well. And I pulled these hands off of the Emperor Palpatine minifigure. You can get it from the newest set, the Final Duel set that just came out for the LEGO Star Wars sets, but I pulled it off of the Vader transformation set. You could really just get it off of any of the more recent LEGO Palpatine minifigures. Now for the legs, you can actually get the head with the legs through the 2015 LEGO Jurassic World Owen Grady minifigure. That's where you're going to need these legs. And once again, you could also get the head if you don't have the Star-Lord. And same with the hair, you could also get that off of a whole bunch of other minifigures such as Bearded Cap and lots of others. Now the legs, you can switch it out. It's just I really like how it has the belt and has all those little details. Now if you'll notice, I put two 1x1 little plates right there in black. I like putting those just because Luther in Season 2, while still taller than everyone else, isn't kind of like how he was in Season 1 where he was just kind of a giant. This way it kind of gives him that little bit of a height boost without having to use any special pieces, and even replicates his black shoes. Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2, Diego Hargreaves. I think by far the best looking minifigure out of this entire showcase. I think that he probably came out the best out of everyone I'm going to show you how to make today. Once again, it is a full Pierce custom, and from top to bottom, the hair came from the most recent Force Awakens Kylo Ren minifigure. But this hair is really common. You could get it off of Moro from the LEGO Ninjago sets and a whole bunch of other minifigures. Now, the head and hands are probably going to be the hardest piece to track down. I pulled these off of the Tasu Leech minifigure from the LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens sets. I really think that that head works fine, and of course same with the hands and everything. Now, if you can't find this head, you can also get probably a better alternative through the LEGO Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom ACU minifigure, there is one that basically looks just like this, but his face is a little bit more roughed up and actually has a scar on his cheek, which I think would just work better for Diego. Now, the torsos and right arm came from the Lego Winter Soldier minifigure from the Captain America Civil War sets. I really like the kind of tactical look, and it has all the straps, zippers, and whatnot on it. And of course, Winter Soldier has the metal arm, so you are going to need to replace that left arm with just a plain black arm. Like I said, I got the hands from Tassel Leech, and I just threw in a knife with him. Of course, that's his primary weapon throughout both seasons. And the legs came from the Death Squad Commander from the Lego Star Wars sets. I just kind of like how it has all of those little details on it, and I think it works well on Diego. Now let's move on to number 3. Moving on to number 3, Allison Hargreaves. Another one that I think actually turned out pretty well. And this one actually has some harder pieces to find. So going from top to bottom, I pulled the hair off of the Gothic Girl, which came in the Lego Halloween minifigure series. It really works well for Allison Season 2 look. And I believe you could also pull it off of one of the more recent minifigures coming from the Lego Harry Potter minifigure series 1. I can't remember the character's name for right now, but I know that it's really recent and is actually a rather cheap minifigure to get because of course they don't really sell those minifigure packs anymore. Now moving on to the head, I am using Barbara Gordon from the Lego Batman movie sets. This particular one came in the minifigure series, Barbara Gordon in her kind of police uniform. But I think the one that actually comes, the one on the more kind of tactical Barbara Gordon actually works better, has a more serious face. This one is more so a stand-in for that one, but it still works. Now the cape and arms are going to be the hardest piece to source out of all of these. Of course, this cape came from the Lego minifigure series. I believe it was, I can't remember which number it was, but it was the really hard one to get, the kind of pirate or cowboy minifigure. I got that and the arms just because I really like the details used on that. I will actually show you right there. The arms and cape both came from that cowboy minifigure. Now the hands is just simply black hands. Of course, that pirate minifigure or cowboy minifigure had dark brown hands. I'm using black. Of course, this is emulating her final battle uniform. And just the torso is like on Diego, came from the Death Squad Commander. I really like just the simple look. It's really all it needs for Allison's final look. And last but not least, the legs are just black legs, but you can also use those Death Squad Commander legs. Now let's move on to Klaus, number 4. Moving on to number 4, Klaus Hargreaves, by far the hardest minifigure to make throughout this entire how-to video. And once again, going from top to bottom, the hair is actually the Mad Eye Moody hair that I actually painted dark brown. Lego does have an official one in a light brown. Please use that one if you have it. This one was just more of a stand-in. But if you don't have it and you do have the Mad Eye Moody minifigure, it's actually not very hard just to put some dark brown paint on it. Really capture Klaus's look from Season 2. For the head, I used the Lego Captain Jack Sparrow head from the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean minifigures. I think that this head works really well, especially for Klaus. Of course, when he's in his final battle look, he doesn't have the long beard anymore. And yeah, moving on to the torso, arms, and hands, those all came from the Lego Bruce Banner minifigure. You can also get this exact setup with the Lego Maria Hill minifigure. Both of these came from Lego Marvel sets. The Bruce Banner came in both the Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Infinity War sets, while the Maria Hill came in a minifigure pack for Spider-Man Far From Home. Finally, for the legs, I really wanted that kind of trench coat look, and I used that cowboy pirate minifigure once again to get these legs. I really like how it has the brown boots and the trench coat continues. While not the most accurate, I do think that this minifigure works really well once you put it with the rest of the characters. Now let's move on to number 5. Moving on to the 5th member of the Umbrella Academy, number 5, by far next to Klaus, the hardest minifigure to make out of this entire setup. I think that getting that kind of schoolboy uniform was really hard to do, and the final product, while not the most accurate thing, does work fairly well. If you guys have anything more accurate, I do suggest that you use that. I'm sure it will work a lot better than this. But going from top to bottom, the hair I pulled from the LEGO Agent Coulson minifigure, but you could really find it on a whole ton of the LEGO City minifigures. It's a really easy piece to find. The head came off of either the unmasked Captain America or the Hawkeye from the Captain America Civil War sets. I think that I really like the kind of cocky smirk and kind of just how it gives him that kind of look to not make him too young, but he's also not a full adult yet. Now the torso and arms came off of a random LEGO City minifigure. Of course, they have used this torso like 100 times, real easy to find. The hands are just the normal skin tone hands, but you could really pull it off of anyone, such as Obi-Wan Kenobi, or even the Agent Coulson minifigure used for the hair. Finally, for the legs, I could not find mid-sized legs in dark blue, like number 5's uniform, but I think black will work just fine, which I pulled off of the LEGO Harry Potter minifigure series, the same person that I suggested using for Allison's hair. And that about wraps it up for number 5. Now let's move on to number 6. Number 6, Ben Hargreaves, which by far made Klaus one of the more likable characters in seasons 1 and 2 of the Umbrella Academy. Ben is another minifigure that's simple to make, so without further ado, let's get started from top to bottom. The hair is the LEGO Batman v Superman hairpiece. You could also get this on a whole bunch of minifigs now, but that's where I sourced this one. The head and hands came off of one of the LEGO Harry Potter minifigure series 1 minifigures. I cannot remember his name right now, but it is the Gryffindor character with the flag and everything. I just think that the smile works. The skin tone, while a little dark, still works for Ben. Now the torso and arms came from Mutt Williams from the LEGO Indiana Jones sets. I really like the leather jacket look, and while it's not the most accurate thing in the world, it still works for this character. You can use other sort of black jackets as long as it kind of gives off the look that he's wearing the leather jackets. And finally, for the legs, I just took a black pair of legs and stuck it on him. Really, these legs come on anyone such as Tony Stark, Agent Coulson, a whole bunch of LEGO minifigs. And finally, moving on to number 7, Vanya Hargreaves. Another one that didn't come out quite as I would have liked it to, but I still think that it works. Now, going from top to bottom, the hair is actually not what I wanted to use. I wanted to use the Crazy Cat Lady hair from the LEGO movie sets just in dark brown. LEGO has made it before. I just didn't have it, so this is one of those stand-in pieces I was talking about in the beginning of the video. It works as a fairly nice substitute, it just doesn't have the middle part for the hair. And yeah. Moving on to the head, I used Maria Hill from the LEGO Spider-Man Far From Home sets. I think that this head works really well, especially for Vanya, because it kind of has a soft smirk. And isn't really too intense or anything. Now, it does have an angry expression which will work for this minifigure and for the character. The torso and arms I pulled off of the camera guy from the Lego kind of space themed minifigure pack. Now, the torso isn't the best option. Of course, it has the yellow, but I really liked how it kind of gave her the blue jacket that she wore throughout season 2 of Umbrella Academy. The hands, just skin tone hands, you could pull that off of the Maria Hill minifigure as well. And finally, dark blue legs, once again, one of those pieces that really comes on a whole bunch of minifigs these days. And that wraps it up for the characters. And that is it for all of the Umbrella Academy members in LEGO minifigure form. And I hope this video helped you guys create your own versions of each member of the Umbrella Academy in LEGO minifigure form. Of course, all of these were purist, unless you were using that tip for Klaus's hair. And yeah, they were all fairly simple to make. And that about wraps it up for the video. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see other geeky content, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notified every single time I post a video, hit that bell icon. And I will see you all in the next video.